Good. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Michigan State historically they kind of put their corners on an island. They're not quite doing that as much this year. What's your take on what you've seen on film?
Every week we go in day out, and every week it's about us. So we're not really too worried about what Michigan State is going to do. We're more focused on what we're going to do. The coaches put together a great game plan every week, and we're just looking to go out there and execute it.
Is there any sense? I mean, you guys won country last week, but that was issue. Is there a sense that you want to really get the passing game back on track, or is it not a priority?
I mean, as long as we're winning, you're going to have some games like last game where they're really trying to take away the pass and not really paying attention to the run as much. And mine's going to go for 5 touchdowns every time they do that. So as long as we're getting wins and we keep moving forward as a team, we're good with anything that comes.
Ask you, how much bother you to have the pocket? The muff punt, how much
Yeah.
does it bother you?
I mean, it did bother me. I feel like I'm a really competitive person, and something I've been working on is just moving on to the next play and getting it out of my head, focusing on the next play mentality. But it's something that I've thought about, and something that we continue to work during the week, just so we're never in that situation again. There's a lot of wind up there, but you got to be ready for any environment that's going to be thrown your way. So we're doing everything we can to make sure that never happens again.
Tough job at football, though, isn't it? Catching punts, especially on a windy day.
Yeah, it's definitely harder than kick return, I'll say that.
You knew you were going to have a big role, Emeka. You have an even bigger role than maybe you even thought with JSN being out like a little bit, and the numbers you're putting up. Just speak about your expectations coming into the year, if you would, and how you feel like you're playing right now.
Yeah. You come to Ohio State to learn from great receivers, a great receiver coach, and everything that they've done over the past year. I personally think it's wide receiver U, and just being able to work under Chris and Garrett last year, and then work under Jackson and talk to him and Marv and all the great players that are surrounding me. You have high expectations for yourself, and just I can't really speak too much on what the season has been, but I'm just looking forward to keeping improving and doing what's needed of me by my team.
Emeka, Coach Day was saying yesterday about how he doesn't want to line you too far back on punt returns because of how much the ball can bounce off the turf. How challenging is that when you know you're going to have to run backward the field with a punt?
Yeah, I mean, week 1 or week 2, I remember there was a shorter punt because I was aligned, pretty far back, and I wasn't able to get there. And then the thing took a hop on like the 40-yard line and rolled all the way inside the 5. So it's just like there's not really much you could do about something like that. So I'm just trusting the coaches to put me in the right spot and kind of gauging where the wind's at that day and stuff like that. I trust that they're going to put me in a good position to make a play and secure the kick, and we're going to continue to do that.
Is your mentality that you've got to catch it every time?
Catch it if you can. You especially don't want that thing kicking around and taking weird hops. It could take a weird bounce and hit one of your teammates, and then that ball's live, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a big emphasis to catch every ball and be aggressive to them. So that's something that we really emphasize.
So what's that thought process like in your head of, can I catch this?
You just try to get a good jump early, read it early. If the nose of the ball is still in the air and it doesn't look like it's going to turn over, it's probably going to be shorter than you think. If the nose of the ball is about to turn over, you know it's going to, might get over your head. So I'm just trying to gauge that, if it's a spiral or not, stuff like that.
Along those same lines, is there like a way to kind of notice how the ball or how the wind is moving the ball? Just something that you kind of pinpoint that you follow?
Yeah, I mean, there's little tells around the stadium, like, the flags and stuff like that. But, Coach Day said yesterday, the flags are blowing one way and then the stuff on the ground floor is blowing the other way, so you don't really know which way the wind's going. So sometimes when you get up there, the ball's kind of dancing around a lot. So it's really big to have good eye discipline.
Was it nice to not really get like punished by the staff like right after that? They kept going to you. You went back out there to return punts and everything like that. And what did they say to you, I guess, after the?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a play that it's over. You can't really do much about it, move on. But even if I wasn't out there, everyone can have a lot of trust and faith in whoever the coaches put deep back there, because the dynamic players that we do have are going to make plays.
How close were you to not suiting up?
I think everybody's hearts in their throats when on the second punt you basically went out to do like the same catch. Was the same thing going through your mind, like, okay, the first one, I'm gonna get this second.
Yeah, the second catch after a drop is always the hardest catch you have to make. But it's not my goal to go out there and catch it over my shoulder. Just the wind kind of it's hard to gauge. So just focusing on coming out here every practice, and getting better at that skill.
Emeka, is there a sense that with this offense right now that you guys have an answer for almost anything a defense can throw at you? What is your sense of that?
Yeah, I feel like we do have an answer for anything that any team could throw at us. We put up like 77 points against Toledo or whatever, but even if it was Toledo, we believe we can do that against any team in the nation. So just having that confidence and going out there, knowing we have a Heisman quarterback and great receivers, great running back, great line, tight ends, everything like that. So we feel confident week in and week out. It's just all about us and all about how we can execute the plays.
You seem to be the tool that they used to pick the lock though a lot. I mean, like running those little underneath routes under the safeties last week, and they were dropping the 2 safeties and stuff. You feel pretty versatile in this pass offense.
Yeah, I do. I feel like they do a good job of moving me around, and I feel like I'm able to, do a lot of jobs that they ask of me. So I'm grateful for any role that they give me, and I'm looking to execute as best as I can.
Emeka, do you miss returning kicks?
Last question.
Yeah, it's something that I was fond of last year and stuff like that. But it takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on your body. Everyone's running full speed at you, and you're running full speed at them. So there's lots of big collisions on that play. But it's something that I do miss a little bit.
So does it help you as a receiver that you're not returning kicks anymore?
It definitely helps me with my legs and not being as tired and stuff like that. So it helps me in that aspect, and I have a lot of trust in Chip returning back there. He's a great guy to be out there.
Thank you, Emeka.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Emeka, one more question. What is life like outside of football for Emeka?
Yeah, I mean, we just all really focus on Javonte, and we all just do our best for him, and bring food to his house, stuff like that. Go over, watch movies.